today our speaker is Christina Grande, Community Outreach and Communications Coordinator of Green Star. Green Star is a nonprofit organization based in Anchorage that encourages businesses to practice waste reduction, energy conservation, and pollution prevention through education, technical assistance, and an award-winning voluntary green business certification program. Green Star began in 1990 as a cooperative effort of the Anchorage Chamber of Commerce, the Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation, and the Alaska Center for the Environment. Green Star began its own incorporated 501c3 organization in 1996. Since then, Green Star has continued to grow, developing new and innovative programs to address a variety of local waste concerns, to assist businesses in becoming more efficient, and to recognize the efforts these businesses have made. Juneau's first Green Star awarded business was Alaska Marine Trucking, and now Green Star is here to award another business with their most prestigious Green Star Award. So please help me welcome Christina.
Great. Thank you. Well, thank you for having us here today. My name is Christina Grande. Josh and I came down here about a year ago and awarded Alaska Marine Trucking the Green Star Award, and that was the first Juneau business. And so since then, we have been working with Pearson's Pond, luxury in the valley with Marianne and Rachel, and we are proud to announce this Green Star Award to them for their implementations at their business. They're very much environmentally conscious, and their operations prove that. An example is, they collect about 575 gallons of rainwater from, April through September. I mean, you guys have a lot of rain, so I mean, it's fitting. So they use that exclusively just to water their garden. And so we think that's a very worthy thing, and use the resources that you do have. Another thing is, since they had ownership of the inn, they renovated the entire inn and installed new lighting fixtures, so they're more energy efficient, replaced their appliances to more energy efficient appliances, and even substituted some of the toxic chemicals for the cleaning into more environmentally friendly cleaning products. So we like to congratulate them and their hard work for implementing the 10 standards for the Green Star Award. And we have the award here that we'd like to present to Marianne and Rachel, if you'd like to come up. And the award is signed by the Commissioner of DEC, as well as Mayor Sanford and our Executive Director, Kim Koval. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Christina.
Congratulations. All right.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Oh, and then the presentation.
Okay. You want one?
And we're back at it again. So I wanted to start off with our presentation with a little 2-minute YouTube video about our agency. We actually submitted this video to win a Toyota truck to help with the recycling program in downtown Anchorage. Unfortunately, we didn't get the truck, but fortunately enough, we have a video on YouTube about what Green Star is all about. So we'll see if we can successfully play that here. Hold on just a second.
Green Star Incorporated is a nonprofit that started in the 1990s. Basically, it was designed to help businesses with technical assistance and provide the Green Star Award to recognize all the work that businesses did in pollution prevention, waste reduction, energy efficiency, and recycling. Recently, we started recycling in downtown Anchorage, in the parks and the more public areas, especially with the cruise ships coming in. We were recycling 1 day a week, only because logistically this is all we can handle with only 3 of us in the staff. No transportation, so we did the best we could. And one summer we were diverting hundreds of pounds of recycling materials. We had additional stakeholders help us out with in-kind, providing volunteer support, volunteering their trucks, volunteering their cars. But in the end, we were still dragging up to 15 bags every week full of recycled materials in someone's plastic-lined car over to the recycling center.
Well, thanks to Green Star, we're able to recycle at all of our Alaskan events, which is a cool thing.
So Green Events is a program that Green Star offers. We have these recycling containers that are available to anyone having an event in the summertime or the wintertime. One of the things that inhibits us is our ability to get the recycling containers to and from where the event is located. Unfortunately, right now the organizer of the event comes here, picks up the cans. They have to haul the cans to the event, and then they have to do all the recycling and sorting, and then they have to deliver the recyclables to the recycling center, and then return the cans to us.
My company is a Green Star Award Eve company, and some of the things that we've learned and working with Green Star is technical assistance. They help us look through our operation and try to understand what we're doing as far as pollution prevention, energy efficiency.
In particular, Green Star is especially important to our state of Alaska.
Green Star is good for the environment, good for the community, and good for businesses. Green Star will continue to promote pollution prevention and support sustainable businesses to keep Alaska beautiful, green, and maintain a healthy economy.
We didn't get the car, but it was fun to put together. So that's kind of us in a nutshell. But I'll go over our history as well. Like Kelly mentioned, we started in the early 90s with a partnership of DEC and Alaska Center for the Environment, as well as the Anchorage Chamber of Commerce. A lot of these agencies felt that it was really important to recognize businesses that were practicing energy efficient initiatives and really kind of support them and also acknowledge them. And that way they're leaders in the community, and people can practice that as they go home. So as I'm trying to get back to PowerPoint. So again, we started out in the early 90s, and we are still going strong. We have over 250 businesses that are members. Half of them are Green Star enrollees, meaning that they're going through the program right now. And that's when we kind of provide technical assistance, do site assessments at the locations. These are some of our sponsors. We're statewide, but most of our businesses are in South Central. We are trying to trickle down to Southeast as well as the interior. Let's see. Oh, and then in addition to our program, we also help organize Bike to Work Day in May. I don't know if Juneau does something like that in May, but it's a National Bike to Work Week. And this year, we had over 4,000 riders participate. So the trail system in Anchorage is amazing. If you haven't used it, I really recommend going up there and riding the trails, even like cross-country skiing. But we had treat stations along the way throughout the city. So our treat station was the bacon station. We had bacon and a bunch of treats, and it was a party before work. And so, and then just later in the day, we had partnered up with Midnight Sun Brewing Company, and we had given them some raffle tickets so they can go to the restaurant later on that day and have some beer and some food and really kind of celebrate cycling. So we're really involved with that. We also provide workshops, like we had a Got HVAC workshop, how to improve your HVAC system at your house, the businesses, just so they're running efficiently. We are currently organizing another bike ride event this winter in about a week called the Zombie Apocalypse Bike Ride, since it's zombie time. So we thought we'd have fun with it and really kind of celebrate winter riding. There's a lot of winter riders out there with their studded tires and fat tire bikes. And then when we award a business after they've gone through the Green Star program, we do it through the Anchorage Chamber Monday, the luncheon there, and then we do it at Midnight Sun Brewing Company, and that's more of a casual celebration. A lot of our members come out and support the business that received the award. And that's our executive director, Kim Coble. We also help organize the Plug It 20 campaign in January. Has anyone heard of the Plug It 20 campaign? So we hand out timers to residents in Anchorage for their engine block heaters. So about 4 years ago, we had a grant where we were able to give out these stipends for an engine block heater, which was awesome. But unfortunately, we don't, and we have timers. So it's really to raise awareness about why it's important to plug your car in when it's below 20 degrees and how that really maximizes your engine wear, and minimizes your fuel efficiency. So, it's really important, and pollutants in the air and really, really cold conditions. I'm sure you've been to Fairbanks. So we try to avoid that as possible. So the timers help because then you're not drawing all the electricity all night long just to heat up your engine block heater. We also do trips to Alpine and Compark because they are Green Star members. So they have a pretty robust recycling program, and we do the health, safety, and environmental fairs up there. So we'll table about a couple times a year, and Josh usually goes up to the North Slope and bears the cold while I'm answering the phone, calling him, like, hey, how you doing out there? So this is our 10 standards that a business has to go through to get a Green Star Award. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Joshua Sherwood because he is the man of the hour.
Thanks for having us. Again, my name is Josh Sherwood. I'm Green Star's Technical Assistance Coordinator. So when a business signs up for the Green Star program, we go in and do a site assessment. So to kind of help wrap all this together so you guys kind of understand a little more of what we do, we'll buzz through these real quick, and I'll just briefly explain a little bit about each one. The first one's pretty easy, kind of like putting your name on the test. You just formalize an agreement, sign a sheet of paper with us that just states that you're going to participate in the program and that you'll work towards implementing the 10 standards. Number 2 is implement internal education. That can be everything from just a weekly newsletter to your staff, to hanging water saving lingo on the walls, maybe your bus maps, things of that nature. So number 2 is just all about educating your staff on what you're trying to promote. Again, Green Star is non-regulatory, so when you work with us, we just come in. Our goal is to help businesses be environmentally responsible while increasing their bottom line. One thing we promote is the Eco Font. That's something you can download right off the internet. You immediately save 30% of your toner cartridge right off the top. Number 3, that's reduce solid waste. Basically, we can sum that up with recycling. Anybody that wants to achieve the Green Star Award basically in their business will have to have a fully robust recycling program, which means they basically need to recycle everything possible in that area, whether it be Juneau, Fairbanks, Anchorage, all over the state. Number 3 is reduce solid waste, and that's just basically going through your waste stream and trying to be lean, taking things out of your waste stream that you could get rid of. Basically, anything like styrofoam, paper plates, anything that just is used once and thrown away, we really promote trying to get away from those type of behaviors. And anything you can reuse or just take out of your waste stream altogether. So a lot of times when we go in and do site assessments, we do some dumpster diving. We pick around in trash cans, and we want to see what's going on. We want to see what's in the waste stream. And our goal is to help you identify what you can eliminate and how to save money doing that. And I'd just like to touch base on one thing that we'll run through it again in a minute, but some of the biggest cost savings we see is when a business starts to do a recycling program, they can reduce their tip fees from their waste hauler, and there's substantial cost savings that we've seen come from that alone. This is a picture of the Anchorage Regional Landfill. I think right now they're talking about the landfill is going to fill up in 2025. You can't really tell from this aerial view, but most of that land is all owned by J-Bear, so there's not really anywhere to put another landfill. So that's a big reason that we try to keep so much waste from going there. Reduce energy and water use. There's a whole gamut of things we could talk about there. We'll just sum it up with when we go in, we're looking at things like what kind of lighting you're using. What type of toilets you have. Is water a huge consumer in your business? Are you spending a lot of money every month on water? And what can we do to help you conserve money there and conserve the water? We'll take a look at boilers. If you have Arctic entries, weatherization, we look at all those things and take that into account with energy use. And it's pretty, it basically just depends on what your building is. Are you in a brand new LEED certified building? Are you in a building that was built in the 70s? So it's just it just depends where your business is located really on what angle we take with that. Number 5, reduce hazardous material use. This is actually a photo we took in Fairbanks. We see this more often than not. We get all kinds of businesses we work with. We'll go into some businesses that absolutely have no idea what they're going to do or what direction they want to go with environmental responsibility, and then we'll go into businesses where you don't see any aerosols. We really promote getting rid of the hazardous materials, all the aerosols, replacing. I mean, basically for everything you see in that picture, there is an environmentally friendly alternative. And we also ask folks to track their data, and we'll get into that at Standard 9. But that's reduce hazardous materials. We love to see information on what hazardous materials you're taking out of your workplace, what it's been replaced with, etc. Number 6, use alternative transportation. This is where we tie back into Bike to Work Day. So we really promote cycling, taking the bus. We work with People Mover quite a bit in Anchorage. And basically it's just to let folks carpool. Some businesses will provide front row parking for folks that show up in a carpooling group, or we also pick up the People Mover bus rack or bike racks, and we'll do presentations around town on how to use those and keep folks up to date. This is one of our Bike to Work Day teams. Bike to Work Day every year, we've grown pretty consistently to about 15%. We continue to get more ridership. With the new fat tire bikes that are out on the market, I'm sure you guys have probably seen them around here. It's the new craze in Anchorage, and the bike community just continues to grow and become more robust, so we're really happy about that. Number 7 is reduced vehicle pollution. 6 and 7 kind of go hand in hand. The difference here would be, plugging in your vehicles, perhaps using video conferencing as opposed to driving all over town for meetings, things of that nature. One thing that's interesting, Alaska Waste in Anchorage is they collect the oil from the restaurants, and they actually turn that into biodiesel. So they're running a 30% biodiesel mix in their trucks, which has turned out to be a huge cost saver for them. Number 8 is reach out to the community, and you can do that by sharing our information with your friends, whatever the case is. Participate in community events. Preach the good word of Green Star, whatever the case may be. The possibilities are endless. Sign up a Bike to Work Day team. You do whatever you like with that. We work a lot with schools, so we really enjoy doing Earth Day celebrations with schools. We also work with the Safe Routes to Schools program with educating kids on how to safely cycle, rules of the road, things of that nature. Number 9 is usually the one that gets people, and that's just providing measures for your success. And you only have to track 2 forms of that. It could be business costs reduced, CO2 emissions reduced, hazardous materials reduced, water reduced, or energy reduced. And those are basically the 5 categories where we're looking to collect data. But as Pearson's Pond did, they have great water saving. They just do some great stuff with their water savings, and so they really promoted that. And then identify future goals. That's the easiest one. Identify 3 future goals that you want your business to focus on, and then when we recertify your business, every 2 years we like to do a recertification for the businesses that we've awarded. And basically we just come in and look and ensure you've completed your future goals and then have set goals for even beyond that. So it's a constantly moving forward green initiative. We have a couple slides in here of success stories. Providence Hospital, over 500 employees, saved $65,000 due to waste management, and what that equates to is tipping fees for what they took out of their waste stream and what they had to pay to get their dumpsters emptied. Anchorage Neighborhood Health Center, they saved $9,000 in the first year just from a lighting upgrade. It was pretty simple. I think they went from T12 to T5 in a lot of their larger areas, and replaced all their incandescent bulbs with CFLs, and that was a pretty huge cost savings. Princess Tours, they retrofitted their existing fluorescent lighting. Estimated overall savings is $4,500 in annual electricity costs. It's a 40% reduction just from a lighting retrofit in an old building. Driven Auto Body, they're the only auto body business in the country that's a Green Star awarded business. They save $20,000 a year in energy costs and $10,000 with a $10,000 lighting investment. So the return on investment there is pretty clear. I'd also like to mention that Driven Auto Body also was one of the first auto body places in Anchorage that started using low VOC paint. We also brought people up from the Pollution Prevention Resource Center in Seattle, so they did spray training, and basically it was just working with their staff on running the spray guns, and they had I think it was like 15 to 20% product saved just with teaching those techniques. Arctic Wire and Rope, Mr. Eric McCallum owns this business. He replated his metal halide T8s with T5 fluorescents. He's saving $18,200 a month in a 10-month period, and he also saw a huge increase in productivity from staff. Once the lighting was better, there was less mistakes made, less things that had to be returned, and he's just had nothing but success. Alaska Native Tribal Health Consortium, they saved $5,168, and yeah. Computer energy consumption, sorry, lost that one for a second. Pikes Waterfront Lodge, I don't know if you guys have been to Fairbanks, but they definitely are one of the leaders in environmental responsibility up that way. They saved 21,000 kilowatts of power just from doing some lighting retrofits, and they continue to lead the way in Fairbanks. And then again, this is just, we threw some clips in here about bike safety, wearing your helmet, reflective tape, gloves, especially with the winter bike ride we have coming up, and all the time, safety is certainly something we promote. For the League of American Bicyclists, we have folks in Anchorage that have taken the league certified, the LCI trainings to become a certified instructor for the state of Alaska. So we travel around and we'll do classes, we'll go into schools, we'll work with kids, we'll work with entire groups of folks. We do a lot of work with ConocoPhillips and BP staff. So we're always happy to come in and teach some safety classes on basically whatever you'd like. Again, kind of what we talked on earlier with the 100 Cars for Good, we do have recycling containers that's available for anyone. If if you're having an event or anything, folks are welcome to come check those out, and we'll provide all the technical assistance to ensure they can do it right. So this is just kind of the Bear Paw Festival. Basically all the big events in town we try to work with, and if we know a big event's coming up and they haven't contacted us, generally we'll contact them to see if we can help them out. We went down to salmon stock this year, hauled all the recycling back to Anchorage, collected over 260 pounds of plastic bottles and aluminum cans and 300 pounds of cardboard. They did a really interesting thing at the beer tent at this festival where when you got your first beer, you bought a metal cup that you had for the entire 3 days. By the time it was all said and done, I think we filled up 2 dumpsters from a 3-day festival with over 5,000 people. So there was very little waste that came out of that for the quantity of people we had. We work a lot with the school district. They do all their big events. We haul the recycling for them. And then the downtown recycling program, we touched on that briefly. In downtown Anchorage, we had 15 permanent cans that weren't being used on East Street. So basically, in a nutshell, there was no recycling in downtown Anchorage. So we went through, we revamped the cans. We've been working with some interns from UAA. And basically, the breakdown was no one would haul the recycling. So we work with Downtown Partnership now. They do all the collection, and we do all the hauling. And that's some pictures of them last winter. We actually went and dug them out and cleaned them up, and it was quite fun. And then in our building, the Downtown Partnership, again, they store everything for us. And in the summertime, we're doing 2 runs a week. And I think 420 pounds a month is actually kind of a light number. That's more of a winter number. In the summertime, we're collecting over 100 pounds a week. So, and it depends what the cruise ships have going on and stuff. But we've already seen the video. Feel free to check out our website. We have tons of great recycling resources on there, energy resources, you name it. They're great to print out. You can hang them on your wall, share it with your staff. Just a lot of really great info. And then social media, you can find us on Facebook. If you guys ever have any questions, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. If you have questions about local recycling options here in Juneau, from working with Alaska Marine Trucking and Pearson's Pond, we've got to travel around and we're pretty dialed in with what options you guys have here. So please give us a call anytime. And I think that about wraps up our slideshow. I don't know if we have any time for Q&A, but...
Yes, we've got some time for questions. So if anyone's got a question, please stand up and introduce yourself. Ben.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
I work for a state agency, the Commercial Fisheries Entry Commission. Do you work with government entities to get certified?
Yes.
And the second question, so yeah, that's great. Do any of the hotels in Anchorage actually recycle? I always wonder when I'm at the Captain Cook.
Yeah, it's hit and miss. Some hotels in Anchorage do recycle, some don't. And a lot of the hotels will take baby steps. So they'll start with maybe only doing cardboard, only doing what the biggest wastes are. But there are some hotels that recycle, and I think Captain Cook definitely does the cardboard.
There's actually a bin in downtown Anchorage where a lot of the businesses in downtown can drop off all their cardboard, but a lot of times businesses will just get the roll off at their location and only do cardboard. But, yeah.
I'm Rick Wolf with the School of Management here at UAS. Do you, the businesses and organizations, is the results audited, or are they just self-reported?
The business is the one that tracks the results. So, and they report those results to us.
You don't audit that in any way?
No, we're totally non-regulatory, fully just ask support and to provide technical assistance to help businesses achieve those initiatives.
I understand the non-regulatory part, but there's a difference between audited results and non-audited results without getting into regulatory issues.
Yeah.
No, we provide technical assistance, and we kind of are in the approach of marketing. So we market you, and we help try to convey your stories. We try to send out some news releases to some news agencies and really kind of get your business out to the community and kind of explain your story to your peers. But we do recognize people that do energy audits, lighting audits. We'll count that as an initiative. We're totally supportive of that, but that's not us, the auditors. Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
I'll talk about my second Alaska hack. Peggy and McConaughey. We're the ones who help organize the bike to work down here along with the Juneau three-wheelers, and I think what you're doing is fantastic. What's the cost to a business to have you come in and get this stuff started?
There are membership fees, so we base it off of how many employees you have per facility, and I actually have some folders that I can put out in the front there so you can have it with you. So for example, if you have less than five people at your work, it'll be $150 annual fee. And then once you get your award, it'll cut down half that. So, we really try to push you to get the award so you're paying less too. So, but that's, and then there's a 10% discount for nonprofits, and schools are free. Yes. Yeah. So we'd love to work with you if you'd like to.
I'll be able to see you in a minute.
All right. Sounds good.
So, Shirley McCoy, our company's certified with LEAP. It's Leadership in Conservation Energy Development. Are you familiar with that organization?
I've never heard of it. Is it in
I think
Juneau?
it's a federal. No, it's probably a federal or nationwide organization. I'm thinking it probably overlaps a lot of the same things.
Yeah, with some of our initiatives and theirs, probably. We don't work with them, so, but I mean, we would.
I'll have to check in.
Okay.
Compare the two. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Brad Flint, Alaska Internet Network. Do any of the companies that have these, success savings share the savings with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. They
Sure.
like a railroad company. They just resubmitted another report. They've been a member since the mid-90s, and yeah, they're doing amazing things. I mean, some article just came out recently about their no idling policy in Anchorage and Fairbanks and how they're able to save a lot of money that way. So we always welcome any new ideas that they've thought of.
But do they share the savings, cash money with you?
Oh, the cash savings? No. No, they keep it themselves.
That would be nice, though. They would bring that up in the next board.
Yeah, that would be fun. That'd be an incentive for us to be like, come on. But, I mean, yeah, no, they don't.
And whenever businesses that we work with, if somebody's doing something new and improved, like Christina just said with the railroad, we're always happy to do an e-news story. We write press releases. We work with Channel 2 and Channel 11 News pretty closely. So a big part of what we do is trying to really promote the businesses we work with and keep them on the forefront and celebrate their achievements.
And we also provide other information and resources like Alaska Energy Authority or ADA, and how they provide assistance to businesses for energy efficiency improvements and rebates. So.
And one thing we did mention is once you become a Green Star member, there's several businesses in town that you get discounts with, whether it be Waxy for green products or whether it be with Coffin Engineers to do a building on it. So there's a lot of benefits that way too, where businesses can save money by being Green Star members.
Mike Tagman, Gold Belt Security. One question I have is, there's a lot of businesses that have been trying for a long time. The community's been trying for recycling programs, and for various reasons, costs and so forth are the limited access to that recycling centers. Do you have a list of references and costs to ship things out?
I do not have a list of references and costs. I could get you one if you wanted to touch base with me after this. I can definitely get that info for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
John?
John Blasco, Alaska Pacific. I was just curious if you guys have talked to a brewing company. They presented last week to the chamber. They seem to be on the cutting edge of recapturing their energy and the brewing process in terms of savings.
Absolutely. Alaska Brewing Company definitely leads the way. I'm not going to lie, we have approached them. We would absolutely love to work with Alaska Brewing Company, but they have not came on board as a member. However, though, we do work with a lot of breweries. Midnight Sun Brewing Company, we do a lot of work with them. They're one of our biggest members in town, so we have done quite a bit of work with breweries.
And we also went to Kodiak and worked with Kodiak Island Group, the brewing company down there, and their new facility, and yeah, so they're also doing really, really great work down there. Their new facility is pretty much it includes a lot of reuse materials inside their decorations, their bar. It's it's a really nice facility. But yeah, we'd love to work with Alaska Brewing companies.
Great. Okay, well, let's give these two a round of applause. Thank you very much for coming today. We have got a couple of Chamber
Oh, thank
water
you.
bottles for you. And hey,